You're 25 years old, and the pirates who just kidnapped you have made a critical error. They're demanding 20 talents of silver for your release. Standard ransom, the going rate for a minor Roman nobleman traveling without a military escort. You find this offensive? 20 talents? You say, studying the captain with the polite disbelief of a man being offered a bad price at market. I'm worth at least 50. Demand 50? Or I'll take it as a personal slight. The pirates look at each other. They raise the ransom to 50. Over the next 38 days, while they wait for it to arrive, you sleep when you want, demand silence when you sleep, recite poetry at them, make them listen, and inform them regularly, calmly, over dinner, that once you're free, you'll come back and crucify every single one of them. They think you're joking. Unfortunately for them, you are not. Rewind 25 years. You arrive on July 12th, 100 BC, into a Rome that is one bad election away from civil war at all times, which is to say, a Rome in the middle of a Tuesday. The late Republic runs on patronage, debt, and the credible threat of violence in that order. You will be extraordinarily good at all three. Your family is the gens Julia, patrician, ancient, and currently a little short of money, which is the worst combination available in Roman politics. Your father is a praetor, respectable, not quite enough. Your family also claims descent from Venus herself, through Aeneas, through Romulus, through the entire founding mythology of Rome. We do not make this claim modestly, your mother Aurelia tells you when you're old enough to understand it. We make it specifically. Aurelia is the sharpest person in your household and the reason you can read, write, and think before most boys your age can dress themselves. She will never receive a triumph or hold a magistracy. She produces one instead. You are born at the intersection of a divine bloodline nobody can disprove, and a political machine that will eat you if you're not careful. Fortunately, careful is one of the things you're best at. Age 15. Your father bends down to put on his sandals one morning and dies. No illness, no warning, no transition plan. You are now the head of the Julius Caesar household. You are 15 years old and Rome does not care. The timing is specifically terrible. Sulla is consolidating power in the city, publishing prescription lists, names of men to be killed and their property seized, and your family is connected to Marius, who is Sulla's mortal enemy, which puts you adjacent to the wrong column of a very dangerous ledger. Sulla strips your priestly appointment, your wife Cornelia's dowry, and your inheritance. Then he demands you divorce Cornelia, the daughter of his enemy Cinna, to prove your loyalty. You refuse. The man has many Mariuses in him, Sulla says afterward, which in this context means there are enough dangerous elements in this boy that killing him probably isn't worth the trouble. He lets you live. You file this assessment under useful information and immediately leave Rome before he changes his mind. Asia Minor, the siege of Mytilene. Age 19. You wade into the assault and pull a Roman soldier out of the fighting at personal risk. The reward is the civic crown, one of Rome's most prestigious military honors, reserved for saving a citizen's life in battle. You are 19 in exile, running from a dictator, and you've just won one of the most prestigious awards in the Roman military. The career is now beginning. The pirate situation tells you everything you need to know about yourself and how you work. 38 days on the island of Pharmacusa. You run your usual schedule, exercises at dawn, writing in the morning, forcing the crew to listen to your speeches and poetry in the afternoon. When they don't applaud loudly enough, you tell them they have no taste. You mean it. When the captain tries to assert authority, you look at him the way a teacher looks at a student who has said something confidently incorrect. The crew finds you baffling, but you are not trying to be baffling. You are simply not frightened. You remind them over dinner, you'll all be crucified. I've given this serious thought. I feel you should know. The ransom arrives. You're released. You sail to Miletus, raise a small fleet in under 2 weeks, return to Pharmacusa, and capture everyone still on the island. You crucify them as promised. You arrange for their throats to be cut first because you're merciful in your way, but crucified. Back in Rome, the political machine demands money. Quaestor, aedile, praetor. Each rung costs more than the last. As aedile, you fund public games so spectacular, wild beast hunts, gladiatorial bouts, theatrical performances running simultaneously, that the city loves you and your creditors begin sweating. You are spending borrowed money to purchase popularity and using the popularity as collateral to borrow more. The math only works as long as you keep moving forward, and that's just what you do. By 60 BC, You need a war, a province to fund it from, and two allies powerful enough to make the Senate sit down quietly. You find all three at once. The first triumvirate, you, Pompey the Great, and Crassus, the richest man in Rome. You supply the political genius. Pompey supplies the military reputation. Crassus supplies the money. Between the three of you, you functionally own the Republic. The Republic, to its credit, doesn't notice immediately. Gaul, 58 BC, 10 years. You know what that means. You spend a decade fighting campaigns that are military masterpieces and political necessities simultaneously. The Siege of Alesia in 52 BC, where you encircle Vercingetorix's army inside a hill fort, build a wall around them, then build a second wall facing outward to hold off the Gallic relief army, fighting on two fronts at once without retreating from either, is considered by military historians to be one of the finest operations of the ancient world. Vercingetorix surrenders in person, riding out on his horse in full armor and laying his weapons at your feet. The Gallic Wars kill an estimated 1 million people and enslave another million. You write meticulous, elegant dispatches about all of it in the third person. Caesar did this. Caesar decided that. Caesar advanced at dawn, because you understand with complete clarity that history belongs to whoever writes it most cleanly. All Gaul is divided into three parts. You open, and Rome reads it and thinks, there goes a great man. The fact that the great man is writing his own legend in real time is treated as a feature, not a warning. Your army is loyal to you personally, not to the Senate, not to Rome, to you. The Senate notices. The Senate gets very quiet. 49 BC. The Senate orders you to disband your army and return to Rome as a private citizen. The moment you comply, you'll be prosecuted for the legal irregularities of your consulship. The men issuing the order know this, and you know this. The order is not confusion, it's a mechanism. You stand at the Rubicon, the river that marks the boundary between your province and Italy. The line no Roman general may cross with an army under arms. Alea iacta est, you say. The die is cast. You cross. With the army. Rome empties, Pompey flees to Greece, then Egypt, where an Egyptian official murders him on a beach and presents you his head, believing this is what you want. You weep. Pompey was your ally once, and your daughter Julia's husband. Whatever he became, you'd have preferred to defeat him properly. Egypt offers you Cleopatra instead, delivered in a carpet, an entrance that is either the most audacious political move in history or the most theatrical, depending on how seriously you take carpets. She is 21. You are 52. You have not met many problems you couldn't outmaneuver. She is immediately, obviously, a different category of problem. You defeat the remaining Pompeian forces at Thapsus, then Pompey's sons at Munda. The Senate, running out of options, declares you dictator in perpetuity. They give you a golden chair. They give you the right to wear the robes of a triumphant general every day. They smile in the sessions and schedule a private meeting afterward. Brutus is invited. The Ides of March, 44 BC. You've been warned. Beware the Ides of March. A soothsayer named Spurina told you in the forum weeks ago. You nodded. Your wife Calpurnia dreamed of your body and wept through the night before. On the walk to the theater of Pompey, where the Senate is temporarily meeting, a man presses a note into your hand containing the names of the conspirators. You don't read it. You're managing several things at once, and notes from strangers rank below active concerns. This is possibly the most consequential unread document in the history of Western civilization, but you don't know that yet. In your will, you name Gaius Octavius, your great-nephew, 18 years old, studying military science in Apollonia, as your primary heir in a will you've since set aside and moved on from. What you're leaving him isn't an empire. You never officially made it one. What you're leaving him is a republic with every mechanism broken and a power vacuum that only one type of person fills. You spent 40 years being that type of person. He'll figure it out. The writing of that will is the last mirror of the pirate island. You told the world exactly what came next, in advance, in writing. Most people didn't take it seriously then either. March 15th, 44 BC. You're 55. The theater of Pompey. Dozens of conspirators surround you on the Senate floor, each with a concealed knife, and each one gets a contribution. By the end, there are 23 wounds. Only one is fatal. A thrust between the ribs from someone in the group who actually knew anatomy, delivered inside a crowd that mostly didn't. When you see Brutus among them, Marcus Junius Brutus, your supposed friend, The man you personally pardoned after Pharsalus? You pull your toga over your face. You have been reading and managing rooms your entire life. You give this one nothing on the way out. Your name, afterward, becomes a title used by every ruler who comes after you for 2,000 years. Kaiser, Tsar, Caesar. The Roman Empire you never officially crowned yourself to lead takes your name as the word for supreme power itself. Not bad for a man who never got the crown. Caesar built the blueprint for how one man bends the world to his will and was stabbed 23 times for getting too close to finishing it. Nikola Tesla built the system that powers the modern world and was written out of the story before anyone acknowledged it was his. Different centuries, different weapons, but somehow the same result. Click here if you missed him.